Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another edition here on the replay where we're trying to make your day. I'm your host, Jabril Rashad, and we on another evening for episode 32, and we're in the house. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring my guy to the stage right now. As you know him as Mr. Tim Action Jackson is in the house with us this evening. Unfortunately, my boy Dare Alexander the Great, he has some prior engagements, so he'll be joining us hopefully on Thursday. But we're gonna send our pearls out to him too, man, because he was going crazy over this March Madness the other day, Tim. I thought he was gonna run through the wall or something, man. He was sending me videos going crazy, the whole 9 yards. But good evening to you, my brother. How you doing?
Oh man, I am blessed and grateful. You know what I'm saying? So it is a pleasure to be here today. It's another gift, another present for us. So we're thankful for you audience joining us as well. So I'm just blessed to be here, man.
No doubt, man. Well, y'all know how we do. We're still growing the channel. So before we get started, Stephen, y'all make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and share button for us, as well as the notification, as my boy DA would say. So, Tim, we're gonna get right into it, man, because the yesterday's game, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it. It was a barn burner, man. And you know what? I can't even lie, man. I had to catch it, man, later. It was one of the greatest games, man. I had to catch it later, man. But we talking about the Houston Cougars, man. Those Houston Cougars, man, and those Texas A&M Aggies, man. It was a great game yesterday. Them boys played their hearts out, man. Unfortunately, somebody had to lose. And them Houston Cougars came out on top. I think like 4 number 1 seeds, man, are going into, I think it's the first time they say it. It's the very first time that 4 number 1 teams are actually going to the Sweet 16. So big shout out to that, man. We're going to get straight into the highlights right quick, though, before we talk about this great game yesterday, man. We're going to pick it up right in the first quarter, man. I mean, these boys got busy right after the gate. I don't know if did you get a chance to catch it?
I saw glimpses and I saw highlights. That's what I got a chance to see. So, but I was listening to it.
Yeah, man.
I did get a chance to listen to it while he was playing and see what was going on. That shot they hit to go into overtime as well, you know.
Right on. This guy right here, though, I think she said, man, this here, man, played his heart out, man. You know, them guys had 4 guys to foul out. Yeah.
Wow.
Used to have 4 guys that foul out, man. You know,
that's some depth.
Yeah, that's a lot of depth. A lot of depth. And you know, every time you thought Houston was going to go on the road and go ahead and blow them out, man. And I mean, that dunk right there, that was big time right there. And he was talking about that later on after the game, that he wasn't even supposed to be in that play, but when they didn't clear him out, he just went towards the basket. But that was big time, big game changing momentum. But yeah, but Texas A&M, man, I mean, they fought, man. They fought. They could have given up at any time, man, when they was going on those runs, but those guys hung in there, man.
And you know, they're an athletic team too, so they was hitting them threes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what allowed them, you know, to stay in the game, you know, as long as they did, and got them back in the game. You know, because again, like you see, this is an 11-point lead right here in the second half. You know, and you know, A&M just didn't give up.
Nice block. But then that hustle right there back at you.
Yeah. And you know, I picked all Texas teams. I had TCU, Baylor, Texas, you know, and I hated that Houston had to, you know, meet up with the Aggies, man. But right there, big time 3, man. He drained it.
Yeah, I knew I had picked Nebraska to be A&M, but I already knew A&M was going to win because actually it was more unless Nebraska hitting their threes. That's the game before, and so I saw how athletic they were, and they was hitting their threes. I'm like, woo!
Big time shot right there to send it into overtime. I mean, guy had.
But,
I mean,
but
ice
I pick
water. He was
Houston no
playing.
matter what.
Yeah,
Houston's my team. So,
yeah. I thought
ooh,
after the way they lost to close out that championship, man, in the Big 12, I thought they would bounce back, and they've done that so far. Like I said, you got 4 teams with number one seeds. You know, I think UConn gonna be a tough out. Purdue gonna be a tough out. They got the big guy in the middle, man.
yeah, Edie.
Houston, you know, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina, Big Bacon. Well, I
Yeah,
forgot how you pronounce his name, but man, I like the way they ball. I think, man,
nice Euro step.
these guys I'm talking about, they didn't have no depth in overtime, man. That's what I'm talking about. Resilience, refusing to want to quit, you know. And they finally pulled that game out, man. See Kevin Sampson, man. Jim Nance was even
Man,
there, man. So big
man,
shout out
they
to
ain't nothing like high intensity tournament games at the most important. That's what it's all about, man. Because it's one and done, and it's high intensity, man. Because you lose that game, your heart gone. You know what I'm saying? So I can see
oh,
why
no
DA was
doubt.
getting all upset because he was like his team's gone if they lose. So
Hey man, I just hate. Big shout out to both programs, man. Texas A&M came to
true.
play, man. They could have thrown the towel, man. And for Houston to show the resilience that they had, man, they was playing for something, man. One of their players that passed away, he was talking about how after the game, man, it was like an emotional time for those guys, man, and they really wanted to win it for him. And man, I mean, big shout out. Somebody had to lose those games like that. Somebody had to win. Somebody got to lose, man. But Houston, man, they played without them boys, man. All them boys got fired out. Them referees, man, they was blowing the whistle, man. They might. Hey, look, they might well should have played too short, blow the whistle, because they was blowing the whistle left and right on Houston, man.
Whew. Man, you said a lot right there. You said what the capture the whole game, the resilience of the Cougars actually to keep on fighting, to keep on showing what they were made of, their internal fortitude despite their circumstances of them losing players. A lot of times you lose 1 or 2 players, you're done. You talking about 4 players, man, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially in college, where there's not that much depth no more. That's why people are not talking about the men as much as the women, because a lot of the top players keep leaving after first or second year. And so usually there's not any depth on the team. Usually a
Right,
team
right,
when they lose some guys, they done.
right.
So that says a whole lot about Houston. So I look forward. I picked them to go all the way. So that's my pick.
To get to the
Uh,
Final Four.
yeah.
Well, like I say, man, I think they had a lot to prove, a lot that they wanted to continue to try to prove the way they got blowed out in that, like I said, in that little conference championship game that they played. But they've been playing some good basketball, man. I just think that they played on Sunday, so it's good. It's a good opportunity for them to kind of settle in again, get their minds right, because that was such a tough victory, especially when you're going into overtime. So I think they'll come out again, because they're playing in Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're playing
Yes.
Duke in Dallas.
I
Yeah,
know.
man. They got the Duke Blue Devils in Dallas, man. I think that they're gonna have a home crowd, of course. That may be a game, man. I may want to try to participate at because I can see that, man. That's gonna be a good one too, man. So
It will be. Duke's
they
been
not
playing
out.
pretty
They not
good
out of
this
the
season.
woods.
They've been playing good in the tournament. But I got Houston on this game, so
You gonna
uh,
ride with Houston?
I'm riding with
Yeah, I
Houston.
got. You know what? I'm not changing. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not changing because I picked all Texas teams. Like I said, man, Baylor let me down, man, and shoes. I thought they probably would have extended themselves at least one more game too. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I
It's
picked them to
one
win
and
that next game, I think. Let me see who did I pick. Where they at? Got my little. Yeah, I did. I did pick them to win that next game and to play North Carolina. That's who.
North Carolina. I thought about you too when I saw Nebraska was playing them boys, the Aggies. I said, man, yeah, I think I almost kind of went there. I said, nah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and stay with the Aggies, man.
Yeah, Nebraska losing, winning, living down on the 3. If they hitting their threes, they doing it. But see, A&M was hitting their threes and they was more athletic. So that's what did it to them. A&M was hitting their threes like, A&M could be up and down, but A&M went up and down in the tournament. They was all the way up. So I make a I hang a flag for A&M because A&M was all the way up in that. You know what's so funny about that is that we just lost our DA to the A&M.
Oh, really?
Yes, Trev Alberts, who played for Nebraska, just left Nebraska. I said DA, athletic director. He just left and went to A&M.
Wow.
Just left before the tournament.
So
and the girls
he
play
was kind of
A&M too.
down
So
the
check
middle.
this out. They set them up to where the girls play A&M in the tournament and the boys play A&M in the tournament. The girls won.
Oh, yeah, right. I saw that. Yeah,
That was crazy to me. I was like, and they got Trev Alberts over there. I was like,
I saw that. I definitely saw that, man. When I saw it, I was like, how did they get that matchup?
They set that up because he was over there. They knew it was gonna draw a crowd and have a whole lot of fan base over there because your athletic director to switch sides, and they set both of games up. So I was like, oh yeah. They know what they're doing.
I don't think I was looking at LSU, right? Because South Carolina, they're just gonna take care of business. They're gonna have to defeat themselves. South Carolina, they're gonna be there. But I think they're trying to set, and they do that kind of pairing stuff, man, because they don't want two SEC teams in the final. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They rather for, I guess LSU, and this is in the girls bracket.
LSU and Iowa.
Yeah, they want them like in the Elite Eight. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe Elite Eight. Because it's all politicking and money driven a lot of times, man. It's kind of unfortunate because they don't want to have two SEC teams on the collision court to meet again. So they figure, hey, but it could happen though, because LSU could knock off Iowa. They don't win from
exactly.
Exactly, South Carolina. I would rather see South Carolina play Caitlin Clark and Iowa Hawkeyes, man, because I want them to get their revenge from last year, man. The way she shot them out last year. So I'll definitely be rooting for Don Staley, but I was just saying that because you were talking about Nebraska, the women's basketball team was playing the women's team on Texas A&M, and I saw that too, man, in my bracket. So how did you fare, man? Because I was telling DA he messing with me on social media because I didn't show him my whole bracket, but I'm telling him every time before the game start, I'm sending him, my team. I had already filled it out for Thursday, Friday, right?
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't catch it on Saturday, but I was telling him, man, now these are the teams I think gonna win. But I fared well, I think I went. I know after Friday I was like 24-6 or 7. I gotta go back and look at my chart. But
I don't know who won and lost, so on most teams, all I know is who I picked. I can tell you who I picked, but I don't know who won and lost on most. On some of them, I do know. I do know some of them because it's pretty simple. But all of them, I really don't know. I know a few teams, but the rest of them, I don't really know who won and lost. But I know who I picked. That's all I know.
I'm about to be honest with you, about to just think who I think going to be in the Final Four. Who I think will be in the Final Four, man, because it goes so fast. And if you hadn't picked out your bracket or been paying some attention each day, you're gonna get kind of lost in the shuffle a little bit. So I said, look, man, right now I got Purdue, I got UConn, I got Houston, U of H, and
you talking about the guys
in North Carolina? Yeah, the men.
Oh, the guys, I got Houston, Purdue, North Carolina, and UConn.
And that's the women or the guys?
That's the guys. Houston, Purdue, okay. North Carolina, and UConn.
Oh, okay. We got the same Final Four.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the same. Now Gonzaga could dispel that. Gonzaga and
Gonzaga won, huh? Who did they?
Gonzaga, and you still got Duke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, we got home court advantage, man, and they need to be.
Oh, so Gonzaga upset Kansas. Okay, and so Gonzaga is playing Purdue.
They blew them out, Tim.
Who did?
Gonzaga. I don't know if you saw the post game. Bill Self. Some of the stuff he was saying, man, I don't think I would have said it as a coach. He said he went over to one of the players and he told the player, "Are you ready to go back in?" And the player looked at him and told me, "Say, no, coach, I'm tired." I I don't know if I would have said that, man, because that's not only is a reflection on the kid, but it's a reflection on him too. He tried to dismiss it, but I'm saying, wait a minute, this is late in the season, and he's saying he's tired. Are y'all running sprints in practice? I mean, just
Exactly.
how he was articulating, it didn't really make sense, man, a whole lot of sense. But yeah, man, I thought that was
I can't even be tired at the end of the season. You
yeah,
can't get me tired.
yeah,
Man, I can play
yeah.
whatever, both sides.
But
But
Gonzaga
at the
ran
end
him
of the
out the
season,
field.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they beat him by a very decisive margin, man. They ran him out the building, man. You can see it just started to just break away. I think it was kind of a little close at halftime, but man, coming that late mid to late second half, shit, they was shooting lights out, Gonzaga.
You know what's happening? The teams that actually keep their players for a little while. This is what Kentucky is talking about right now. The teams that keep their players, they sophomore, they got good players. The talent is kind of is leveling out a little bit, but the guys who have to keep their players for like their second and third year to their sophomore and junior versus the teams who get one and done, like Kentucky and Kansas, they guys come in, their best players come in and they leave in 1 year. And
Right.
so those teams that keep their guys for a little bit, they going further in the tournament. And
Well, you
so
know,
and they get better developed too.
Calipari was always pushing them boys to leave. You know, I think he was actually playing in his home state, um, and lost. I think that was Oakland that got him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Oakland got him, man. Them boys
Oakland.
played good too, man. They played a close second game, but oh, you know what? Forgot about North Carolina State.
Who
There's
they
some dark
beat?
horses in there, man. There's some dark horses in there. You still got North Carolina State. Somebody else I'm missing.
Wait a minute, I'm looking. You talking about
Gonzaga,
the
North
guys?
Carolina State. Yeah, this is the men's. Yeah, it's the
Dang, what were
men's.
they in the bracket?
I know it's still Gonzaga.
I don't remember seeing North Carolina State in the bracket.
Yeah, they won a their game was close too. They got the big boy, I think it's Burns. I think his last name Burns. Yeah, but they won a close game too.
I don't even see North Carolina State. Jabril. You talking about the girls?
No. I'm talking about the men's.
Not North Carolina State. They in the girls. They don't have the men in North Carolina State. That's the girls.
Man, what game have you been not watching? You must ain't
North
seen.
Carolina State and Tennessee played each other.
Yeah, but North Carolina State beat Tennessee because Tennessee beat
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah, and they got to play Stanford. The girls.
No, Tim.
Look at the bracket.
Let me see. Unless they lost, I don't think they lost.
There's no guys in the North Carolina State.
Oh my good, you haven't seen my guy Spud been posting, man, on his deal because he went to North Carolina State.
He talking about them girls.
The guys. I can't believe
Who they beat?
wait a minute, man. Don't let me have to go pull my bracket out. Where my bracket? Let me pull my bracket out. If somebody go tweet that out, man, help Tim, brother Tim out,
Help
man.
me out.
Yeah, help brother Tim out,
Because
man.
you got what? Houston Duke. You got well actually, yeah, Houston Duke playing, right? Is that this week? Or they already played? No, they haven't played yet. So Houston Duke, that's Texas Tech.
Actually, Tim, they defeated Texas Tech because I told you I had all Texas team, and then they came back and beat Oakland. That's who knocked Oakland out. North Carolina State. Yep, they beat them 79-73, and this was on Saturday. Yeah, you haven't seen the big boy they've been talking about. They said he may play football also. I think his last name Burns, big boy, big body, man. he be banging with him down low.
Oh, so they knocked off Texas Tech.
Yeah, they knocked off Texas Tech. Yeah, they knocked off Texas Tech. They beat Texas Tech.
That's why I don't have them because I don't even see them because I picked Texas Tech, so I didn't even do it. Okay.
Yeah, they playing Marquette.
So that's who playing Marquette, NC State.
Yeah.
That's where it was. Okay, I was wondering who they be. It be Texas Tech. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said you got a couple of dark horses still in there, man. You still got like I say, Gonzaga, North Carolina.
Yeah, so I lost that Texas Tech game, the NC State Texas Tech. I lost that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so NC State and Marquette. But I picked Marquette over NC State because I picked Marquette anyway. That's why.
Yeah, it's still, like I said, still some valuable teams out there. This is just going into the Sweet 16, so you still got some valuable teams out there, man, that can knock
Did Texas win?
things up. Now Texas lost. Yeah, Texas lost.
Yeah,
So
that's right. My
you
dad
know,
told me that. That's right.
yeah, Texas. I'm talking about no more Texas teams in there but Houston. I had all Texas teams,
So
even
Tennessee won,
TCU got
right?
knocked out of the first game.
So
Yeah, they got
Tennessee
knocked out.
won, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I was trying to get them to upset because Tennessee been playing pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, again, um,
I
they,
would
they
I would
got,
have picked Tennessee over Creighton, but I have Creighton because I picked Creighton to beat Texas. But I would pick Tennessee over Creighton. I think. We'll have to look at that again.
well, this is why they call it. This is why they call it March Madness, Sweet
Mm-hmm.
16. This is why they call
Wow.
it March Madness. I'm trying to figure out.
DA looking it up for us.
Well, I already know the dark horses, man.
Yeah,
I
you
think the
just you
one
just
that,
told me some things, so that's
hold on
good.
for a second.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the one that I know can shake things up is playing Duke, North Carolina State, and Gonzaga. Those three right there for sure, definitely. But
So
there's a
did did
couple
uh
others.
did A&M win? I mean, not A&M. Did Arizona win?
I believe that
Because I
Arizona.
picked Arizona.
Yeah, well, I mean Arizona's still in it too. I think.
Yeah, so they'll play Clemson.
Okay,
Yeah, so I
okay,
got Arizona to win that to play North Carolina, but I got North Carolina to win that one.
yeah, because
And then Illinois won,
knocked
right?
off Baylor. Yeah, Clemson knocked off Baylor.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
picked
again,
Baylor. I,
huh?
I
You
picked
didn't
Baylor
pick
on that
Baylor.
one.
Okay, well, but again, this is about this Texas thing, man. I got to get Houston Cougars, man. I'm riding with them. I need for them to get in that Final Four, man. They ain't it, and it's in Arizona. So if the Wildcats are still in it, man, they playing for something because the championship Final Four is in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. So maybe they may come out like they the true mascot they have, come out scratching and clawing.
Yeah, it would be something. I got North Carolina to beat them though. So, but that's gonna be a good game, Arizona and North Carolina. But
Yep,
Arizona got to get past Clemson first. So,
yep.
and North Carolina got
We'll see.
North Carolina will be playing Alabama, right?
Right. I
Okay.
believe so.
Or did
Yeah, I
St.
believe
Mary
so.
win? Alabama won, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Alabama won. Yeah, they played
Okay.
Grand Canyon. They didn't really play anybody. They played Grand Canyon. That wasn't. I mean, those little Cinderella teams, man, they starting to fall off now. They getting to the big boys. And
Okay.
I was relatively surprised about because they were talking about going into this tournament who was actually the names. But a lot of times, this is where you become somebody. You go in there and you find out who you are. You go in there and grab the stage. And I've seen a couple of guys do that, man. Like I said, this guy from Houston, man, Jamar Sheed and these boys, man, Big Burns, man, from North Carolina State, say, man, they on that stage, man. They trying to get their stock up. So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at them. I thought Colorado, man, they had shoots. Colorado had some nice shooters, man. Colorado
Yeah,
played a
yeah, they
pretty good
did
game.
actually. Their
Yeah,
team improved a lot. I think that whole with Deion being there, that whole program has been elevated a little bit. Just the whole energy of it. The women as well. It's something about when you have success, how it affects everything around you. And I
right,
think
right,
I
right.
think that publicity and stuff that he's doing and bringing to that university is helping the rest of the university and the recruits as well. So
Yeah,
that's been a
yeah.
good thing.
It's definitely I think winning breeds winning. It's infectious. So
Mm-hmm.
you get somebody like a polarizing person like a Deion Sanders, you can't help nothing but to feed off that type of energy, man. Especially when expectations are so high, because Colorado really came out of nowhere too. And them boys,
Yeah.
like I say, man, they had some. I forget that kid's name, man. I mean, he was shooting them threes, man. I mean, they were letting it go. Because I think they scored 100 and some points against the night, well, not the team that beat them, but But the team prior, I can't think of the team that they defeat. They scored 100-some points on, but they have some shooters, man. They got some shooters. So look here, man. I had to talk about the March Madness, man. It was such a great game, man. For those of y'all that's still coming on, this is the replay where we try to make your day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and share button and notification button. We're still growing the channel, and we can't do it without you all's help. So TJ, I'm going to switch gears right quick, man, because I wanted you to check something out regarding this free agency with the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Okay.
And they had this discussion. DA texted me too. He talking about he was sick, but he probably would have been sicker talking about the Cowboys and the free agency. But anyway, the show must go on. But anyway, Jerry, man, he came out with a statement, as we already know, early on, talking about that he was all in. But what I found to be interesting was the fact that, and I don't know if you heard this or not, but it's the fact that when they was talking about running backs in free agency, and Derrick Henry's name was being mentioned the whole time through, they never put a call in to this guy. And I want to play some footage, some video. What he said.
I don't really know what's going on over there, and but they weren't to contend. Baltimore was showing the most interest, and somewhere I wanted to be. I was glad that we got it done, but the Cowboys never called at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew about that.
Wow. The man said that these guys, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's a conspiracy going on within the organization. I got to go there. I think it's a conspiracy going on because I think Jerry's going to he's going to milk the cow for one more year. That's why he's not going to. I don't know. I'm not going to say what he's not going to do, but it looks unlikely that he's going to extend Dak Prescott. It just looked unlikely, and I think he has somebody that he's targeting in the background, and I think he's going to try to sell it again because he's a natural salesman now. I think he's going to try to sell it again to Cowboys Nation. But the man said he was all in, and to find out that this man never even picked up the phone to give this man a call. What's your take on it, man? I'm just saying.
Ooh, man, you rolled out something else I've been thinking about already, but I'm gonna go back to the call first. But you rolled out that conspiracy. There's some stuff going on, got me going like, you know what I'm saying? So right. I'm thinking about, I knew they weren't gonna give him a call because they already decided they weren't gonna pay the amount of money that he was getting. So even though I think it would have been easy for them to make that deal work, because I think he would have took a little less to come to the Cowboys. So they at least could have made the phone call, at least find out what he would do, what he was willing to give up for them to be a part of the team. To me, it's just stupid. It don't even make no sense why you wouldn't do that. That's about the dumbest thing, because you never know what a guy do because he lives here in the off season, or near here, I should say. And so, he may say, hey, you know what, to be back home to do all this kind of stuff, send me out and actually go in, I may go in and take a little bit. But, they decided what they going to do in their numbers, and they ain't bouncing off of that. So which comes in the idea of what you talking about. I wonder if they want to eat that big old giant, that amount of money that actually Dak going to cost against the what do you call it?
The cap, the salary cap?
Yeah, the cap. That big old number they're gonna cost against the cap. I wonder if they're gonna eat that this year, and not extend, because they keep saying they're gonna extend it, but they're gonna wait late. And I think they're trying to see what they're gonna do with everything. And then I think also they're looking at what's gonna happen on the June 1st cuts as well. So there's a lot of guys gonna get cut on June the 1st. That's just gonna be a new free agency. And so there's there's gonna be some good players that get cut, because every year some good players get cut around June 1st because of money, because it's better to cut them after June 1st. So, and a lot of times those guys go in and take less money because it's so close to camp. So Dallas is a bargain shopper, first of all, for a free agency. They've been a bargain shopper. Especially with Steve running it, that's who Steve is.
Yeah, they try to
Steve is that way, right?
Yeah, well, they try to build through the draft, as we all know, but I think they losing. Jerry, man, is up there in age. I think, all this talk about he like to horse the trophy one more time before, you know, old Angel of Death, man, always, hits his mark. So I'm trying to figure out if you all in, then be all in. Because you see somebody like the GM for Philly, man, go out there and get a Saquon Barkley, right? Now, let me ask you this question. It's been rumored circling around that they might bring Zeke back.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Good
be
idea.
surprised. Because
Right.
you need a ground and pound guy. You know what I'm saying? You need a pounder.
Right.
So you got that. And the other running back, he was doing just as much as Tony Pollard was during the season before Tony Pollard started to play in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only game Tony Pollard really looked like Tony Pollard was the playoff game.
Right.
Before
Right.
that, he was a shell of himself. And I think he's going to look better this year. Because me and you always talk about it takes a couple of years. When
Right.
somebody recovers from an ankle to really get that thing like they need to and actually get their body stable. Unless you special, and you recover real quickly.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I think because the other running back, I can't. That's what I'm saying. These backs, man. We Dallas. Just like the Pittsburgh Steelers are known for linebackers, the Dallas Cowboys are known for running backs. I mean, we can go all the way back to the Walt Garrisons, the Calvin Hills, the Wayne Thomas, to the Tony Dorsetts, the Emmitt Smith, and so on and so forth, man.
Preston Pearson to go
Now,
along with it.
I don't even know outside of Deuce, and I don't know if they're gonna give a little Deuce a real opportunity. So if they go into the draft and bring Zeke back, I'm just hypothetically speaking, you got a veteran presence there. You got somebody who's familiar with the offense, who's a staple in the locker room. If you can go in there and draft you a really good running back, I think Will McClellan, they do a wonderful job as far as the draft picks. But because it's not going to be one of those heady running backs that like they had, with Robinson coming out of Texas last year, or Jamar Gibbs with the Detroit Lions and stuff like that, who I wanted them to get. Man, that was my guy, Jamar Gibbs. That was my guy. I kept saying Jamar Gibbs. I mean, but that's what they're going to have to do. They got to go in there, man, and really evaluate the running back position, man, and bring, I think, a veteran running back. Not necessarily saying if it's going to be Zeke, but rumors are circling around that it could be Zeke.
Yeah, like you said, they bargain shopping, so they'll get Zeke at a good price and they'll be perfectly fine. But they're gonna wait because they're gonna get Zeke late. They ain't gonna get him early. They taking their time on that part for as a running back goes because they're gonna see what they get in the draft if they players available to them, the guy they like. So they're gonna do the evaluation, look who the guy they like, and see if he's available in the second round, the guy that they want. If he's not available in the second round, they're gonna look and see if they got the guy they want in the third round. If he's not available, they ain't gonna pick, and then they're gonna pick up a veteran running back, and then they're gonna push that to next year. That's what they're going to end up doing. I know how they think, so I'm used to their mindset. Except the only thing I wonder about though, if they don't go right, will they go ahead and tank and try to get Deion Sanders' son? Since Prime is talking about I'm gonna direct Shadua where I want to direct it.
Hey, speaking of that, since you brought it up, let me go ahead and get into that then, because that's exactly where we're going next. That's why when you heard me say conspiracy, that's exactly where I was going. Yeah. Now that's his claim, top 4. He said one of them gonna go 1 and right around about 4. And here's his take on
4. Ooh, that's beautiful. Anywhere from 1 through 4. One of them is gonna be 1. That's what I'm talking about. One of them is gonna be
into existence.
And the latter one would not go behind 4. Now, all this is subjective because I know where I kind of want them to go. And let's not forget Shallow, okay? But I know where I want them to go. So there's certain cities that ain't gonna happen. Okay, your point. It's gonna be it's gonna be an Eli.
Boy, did Prime something else. He said it's gonna be an Eli. It's gonna be an Eli or John Elway. But see, that's why I said about the conspiracy, Tim, because you definitely hit you struck the nail on the head because I said I'm wondering if Jerry Jones is only looking at letting Dak play this year, like you say, go ahead and take the hit, looking to try to draft Shador because Deion still got his house out in Prosper in that area out there, so he still come back home trying to get Shador. If that's the big conspiracy, because I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I would love to have Shador right now, man. That's just my personal.
I would
take.
too.
I'd love to have Shador right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even if you brought him in and he sat behind Dak, just kind of the way Justin Fields had to go do with the Steelers, man, and Russell Wilson. I mean, yeah, they still got Trey Lance over there, but hey, if you're gonna tell me I got a shot at getting Shedeur Sanders, oh, I'm taking that all day, man. I'm
Yeah,
taking it all day.
all day long. All day long. With the receiver core they got too already,
Yeah,
they got a good enough receiver core. They can always add one more and young guys, and he'll do fine with that, with a tight end and all that kind of stuff. And they'll be able to add some more guys if they change the contract. And plus, that number, if they decide not to, that cap hit from Dak, if they decide not to do that, then that cap hit, they're gonna have a whole lot of money the next year. So,
yeah.
so then you have a reset on your quarterback because then you would because that contract will be up if they
Yeah,
don't redo it.
I'm sorry, man. I've been talking about this. I've been saying it over and over, man, and I'm gonna keep saying it, man. I mean, I understand, get your money. I'm not knocking, because Kirk Cousins can go that. If he can go break the bank, man, Dak should definitely be breaking the bank. I just don't want Dak to break the bank with us anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody else want to be a Dak, if he go to, I don't know, if the Chicago Bears didn't drop Caleb Williams, if he decided to go to Chicago Bears, let Chicago give him $50, $60 million or whatever, $100 million guaranteed or whatever. I'm just simply saying, yeah, go get your money, but I've seen enough. I got a full sample size of Dak Prescott, and I understand he football, as we both know, is the ultimate team sport. The ultimate team sports, because you got to have 10 other guys besides yourself pulling your weight. Everybody got to do their job. I'm not saying that Dak is the reason why they lost that playoff game the way they did against Green Bay. But dang on it,
he sure didn't help in the first
half.
half.
He played a role, throwing interceptions for touchdowns and all this other stuff. So again, I don't want to be held hostage, man, any longer. You sign this dude again to another 4 or 5 year deal or something. I just don't want to be held hostage like that. Listen. I'm glad they got rid of left tackle Tyron. Bye. We'll see you later. I understand, people, when he's healthy. When he's healthy. I'm with you when he's healthy. But right now, man, look, New York Jets, thank you, man. Let's go in this draft and get us a young left. Well, move Tyler Smith out to the left. Go get you a guard, because it's easy to plug in a guard than a tackle.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Because you don't have to go and just reset everything all over again. You just got to go in and just plug in some players, man, and Cowboys can do that.
Plus, Bass can actually play that guard if they got to wait to get their guard in the second round. So Bass actually can play the guard position if they need to, or he can play center. He can play both of them.
Like the other boy, I think they let. What's his? We got him through. We signed him through free agency last year. Odoke.
Yeah. He just needs some time. He young. He needs some time. So he'll be okay too.
Yeah, I just think, man, we've been held hostage too much, man, by Tyron Smith. Again, a great player when he's healthy, man, but that's when he's healthy. So to go through a whole other season, I just think you got to do what you got to do right now, because everything should be on the table. Because what else do you have? You got Mike Zimmer coming back on defense. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign Stephon Gilmore. I think they will, just to kind of secure that back end of the defense. But they can draft, get a linebacker. I wish they got Kendricks. I mean, they went and got him. They got what's my guy that played at Texas that tore his ACL, Overstreet. But that's a Dan Quinn pick. So I don't know if he's hybrid, but we'll see. The jury's still out on him.
We'll see how healthy he is as well too. And he's a hybrid as well too.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking about when you said we got to do. It's funny to see what Jerry Jones is all in on, right? What is he all in? Is he all in on Dak? Is he all in on Shedeur? Which one is he all in on? Because those totally different paths. That's two different paths, right? Because if he signed him to an extension, he all in on Dak and he all in on trying to figure out the team and actually trying to make the money work, which is what it kind of looks like. If he's going to extend Dak, he has to make the money. But they'll give him some money room when he actually sign him. He'll put some guaranteed money up front, which will move the money to the back end to allow him to do some more maneuvers and keep the money, low and stuff like that. But So that'll maintain things, and then we all worried again. Okay, do you have enough? So that's what we'll be talking about over the next year. Do they have enough at the right position? Can they get by with this particular linebacker? Will Sam Williams really play well this year because he got opportunity? And so, what position? How's Zimmer going to actually use Sam Williams now? Right.
Right.
So Sam Williams will have opportunity to play a lot. And actually, in certain spurts, he would actually play really good. And he plays the run pretty well, too. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's used, because you can use him, because he can actually move like a linebacker. He plays pretty good in backing up as well, too. It's all right backing up. And then they got the other guy they drafted last year who showed little spurts, too. That Fajika, whatever his name is, begin with an F, they drafted.
Faioka, man.
Faioka, whatever it is. I don't even know how to spell his name. So I know we begin with an F. So
yeah, he's some more. I got you, though.
So if I know how to spell it, I can pronounce it, but I don't even know what it's spelled. So I know we begin with an F. He's he actually going to get opportunity to show this year too. So Dallas is talking about actually some of the young guys coming and get the opportunity to play, which you have to do anyway. So if you draft well and these guys go ahead and show up the next year, that's why every year we talk about it. There's 300 new jobs, and 300 guys lose their job, right? And so guys have to step up, otherwise they're gonna be out the league. So some of these guys get a chance to step up. They don't, they're gonna lose their job too. So it's gonna be time. Well, also, that receiver too got to pick it up.
But like Michael Irvin said, all of them got to go. He was so upset after they lost to Green Bay, man. All of them got to go. So he was on the chopping blocks, cutting heads after heads. But like I said, if it is a conspiracy, that's one that I can appreciate, because man, to be able to go out and get a young man whom who grew up kind of around the organization, from the city, of Dallas for the most part, man. Homegrown. I mean, went to high school.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, I would love to see Shedeur Sanders in a Dallas Cowboy uniform. So we're gonna see. We're going to see, and we're going to see how
that would be something special, because like I said, if things don't go right early on in the season,
right?
Dallas may do some stuff then. They'll play. Hey, Dak hurt. They play Trey Lance to see what's going on with him, decide what they're gonna do with him, why they don't mind losing, and then go ahead and do some things. I don't wish that on us for how we'll get a chance to see that season, because that's gonna be a tough season to be dealing with. We doing that, but hey, there's two roads. It's gonna be fun to see which road we headed down. We'll know sometime in June exactly which road really headed down, and we'll find out a little bit about it here in April when we get the draft as well. So. Who they pick up and what they fill out, and then of course they're gonna pick up some veterans once the numbers come down. One of them guys, the numbers go down, they're not getting where they want to go for the price. Dallas gonna pick them up for that.
They're gonna certainly make some moves.
Discount.
The draft is right around the corner. Free agency is still out there. They got a bunch of trades and stuff they're gonna be doing. So I do imagine them doing something. But I think they're going to continue to stick to their plan. They're not really been big on free agency, so we'll see. But I'm hoping. I'm very hopeful that, man, they play themselves into a position next year to go after Shedeur Sanders, man. Because I said from day one, I would have taken him. To me personally, I would have taken him over Caleb Williams. That's just me, my personal opinion. But we'll see, man. I had to bring that up right there because that topic got me. These dudes didn't even pick up the phone and call Henry, man. So we shall see. But before we get to our last segment of this evening, Tim, I want to talk about something that I also saw, man, pertaining to the NBA, because we was talking about this. I think it was 2 weeks ago. We was talking about Kyrie Irving, and after he hit the shot, is he perhaps the greatest skill point guard to ever play the game? Of course, when you think about Pete Maravich, of course, my guy Isaiah Thomas, and my man Williams, White Chocolate. I forget Jason Williams. With handles and so forth. I mean, there's been a plethora of guys that come in the NBA, man, with handles, man. But they had this thing, man, and it was when I saw it, I was like, wow, okay, they done went and did the whole pyramid thing. So they had the thing, the greatest NBA players as far as skills, and they did this pyramid, and at the very top, I thought this was kind of ironic. We're gonna start at the bottom. Let me see if I can see some of these faces I can name. You at the bottom from left to right, you got Kyrie Leonard, Carmelo Anthony. That looks like Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Joker, Dirk Nowitzki, John Stockton, Iceman, Gervin, Tim Duncan, Paul George, Damon Lillard. And on the next tier, you have LeBron James, Steve Nash, Luka Doncic, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, Pete Maravich. And on the third tier, you have Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Rick Barry, James Harden, Chris Paul. And on the fourth tier, you have Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. And at the very top, you have Michael Jordan side by side with Kobe Bryant. Now, if I know Jordan's supposed to be up there, definitely. Do you see anybody else that may be on the second or third or fourth, fifth tier that you think should be probably moved up or at that very top? They got Jordan and Kobe Bryant at the top.
That's a very interesting way they talk about skills, because skills have so many things to do. It has to do with shooting ability, has to do with, being creative, making creative shots, which they don't talk about a lot of times, right? Making creative shots, being able to not let people block your shot when you come in. Like you go into the paint and people trying to block your shot, and you know how to move your shot and make your shot from any kind of position, which is what Kyrie does, right? Kyrie does it. He moves the ball in a whole lot of ways that can hit the top of the backboard to make a whole lot of shots so big guys can't. So he can get in the trees and make his shots. That's very good. And then this, talent has to do with jumping and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes these people get the skill. Then the footwork you have, right? Knowing, doing double footwork going in, faking guys out and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of guys that have footwork in the paint that these guys don't have anymore. They're not even talking about, right? And then you talk about shot makers from the, George Gervin had that finger roll. These guys can't do that finger roll. Kareem, they didn't put him on there. Kareem had a hook shot. These guys don't even have that skill. Kareem had a hook shot, a sky hook that was unblockable because them guys couldn't do it. Nobody could do the sky hook. Everybody did the hook shot, they didn't do the sky hook. Sky hook was jumping and letting it as high as his peak. Everybody else curled their arm a little bit and did the hook shot like this. He let the ball go from here. So that's why he wasn't blockable, most except for Wilt Chamberlain. And then, when you talk about skill, people forget defense. Skill, from Gary Payton to Bill Russell, moving your feet, knowing positioning, moving around, taking that ball out of people like Alvin Robinson used to take the ball from people like crazy. He's still everybody's ball. Sidney Moncrief take the ball like people crazy. Everybody think offense when they think about skills, and they forget this is a whole game. Basketball is defense and offense. So to take somebody's ball, to watch somebody out, they dribble and know when they're going to put that ball down, that's a mental skill. To take that ball and take that ball from them, stuff like that, and to block shots and stuff like that. Well, Bill Russell used to not only block the people's shot, he used to pass the ball when he blocked the shot. And it would turn into an outlet pass into a fast break. That's a skill. So I listen to people a lot of time, and they don't take into all these different things. So to me, it's so many impressive guys with both sides of those skills. To me, the top, Kobe actually had everything because he learned from everybody and he practiced all that stuff and he learned all those skills. So I don't understand why they would put him up there. And then, of course, with the tier of Kyrie, and I understand about skills because these guys got a lot of passing, but some of these guys don't like the defensive side. I would drop them back down because they don't have the defensive skill to actually, which would really turn their team to really a championship team. If Curry could play defense like Gary Payton, right? What would he be? You know what I'm saying? If he was like the glove and he actually could read people ball really well and all that kind of stuff, man, he'd be special. You know what's funny about Luka? I'll give you this on Luka. Luka reads people ball very well. He's very good at stealing the ball from people. And he learned that chop move from Dirk where, you come into the paint and you chop down and knock the ball out. Those are skills too. So he's getting better at that. But man, I tell you, that finger roll, George Gervin had a jump shot, he had a bank shot, and he had that finger roll. That finger roll, he just throw right among the streets and throw it up and go whoop and drop down on people. So
it was money. It was money in the bag.
Yeah.
mean, and he would be right at the rim and just flip it. You know what I'm saying? Just, yeah, he'd be right at the rim and just flip it. But I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at the whole tier thing, right? They got. I was thinking they was going like 6, 5, 4, and up, but they
Yeah.
got. It's not even. You put Kobe at the top with Jordan. I'm saying if you was gonna do that, then you could have just went on and moved him down on the second tier. But they tied him with Jordan. But the whole thing about that is simply you're a carbon copy of the man himself. I'm not knocking him because in order to, everybody had to have somebody in front of them. Like Michael Jackson, I always talked about, man, nobody influenced him more than James Brown. You know what I'm saying? And you got these players, man, like Dr. J, all this going around the glass and all this, Dr. J, Michael Jordan looked at him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have somebody in front of you, basically. So I just feel like when it comes to Kyrie Irving, man, and Steph Curry, man, it's hard to say if you're just looking at it just, without the categories. Let me put it like that. Yeah, because you're right about that. Because there's different categories. If you're talking about skill set, everybody has a different skill. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, couldn't nobody stop this sky hook. That was a skill set. So I think it needs to be categorized. I really do. I just saw it because we was on that 2 weeks ago talking about Kyrie Irving. But if you're talking about, like I say, finishing at the rim with both your right and left hand, he's just as strong with his left hand than he is with his right.
He is.
But I will say this though. Jordan, I heard a lot of players, even Kobe Bryant, mentioned that he had no flaws in his game. Everything, and even Kenny Smith talked about when they was at North Carolina, he's the only player that I know wherever he was weak at, it became his strength. And again, I saw it. I like to always talk about it when I was with Tim Hardaway one year, and he showed me one of the scouting reports, and I saw this with my own eyes. They said when it came, the only scouting report they had on him was "do your best." Do your best in black and white. So, yeah. So, hey, man.
Because Isaiah was fun of saying he couldn't go left, but look up, he learned how to go left. And he came dominant. You see much film when he going against Detroit, going left on and dunking the ball and shooting. Right? One of the things about LeBron don't go left. When he goes left, he shoots a jumper. He usually don't go to the basket. If you play in front of him, you can stop him. If you keep your feet, like Kobe used to do when he played him, he would keep his feet and make LeBron go left, and then he would stay in front of him, and then Bron would stop, pull his dribble up, pass the ball, or shoot a jumper. So people don't realize that when you really get into skill level, that's why it's called defense as well, because you get into skill level, you learn how to stop people. People could stop certain people, right?
Right.
And they would turn them a certain way. Otherwise, they would steal his ball. If I'm on your ball and you got it in your right hand, you trying to go right, and I'm forcing you not to be able to use your ball that way, you got to go left. You got to beat me with speed, but I'm faster than you. That means you got to, you're gonna pull up because you can't get past me without charging. So that's how LeBron was somebody who actually, like Jordan and Kobe, would play him. That's why they feel like they would beat him one-on-one, because they knew they could do that against him, right? And he didn't have no way of stopping them because they could do what they wanted to, right? They're quicker than him. So that's why they feel like, hey, we'll beat him. And plus, he don't like to play in the post that much. He only got a few post moves, right? And he'd have to be able to get all the way down to that spot where he's comfortable shooting that bank shot that he shoots every once in a while, that jumper. And he ain't automatic on that. Otherwise, he would go down all day, every day, and keep doing it. He would win games. So if LeBron could do that, there's no reason why, if he was unstoppable, no reason why he shouldn't go down the paint every time they need a bucket and do a turnaround jumper if it was automatic. But it's not. So they're not winning. So that tells you right there, it ain't never been automatic. So people in fantasy and stuff getting into level. But I will say, I agree with you. Kyrie's bag, especially offensively, is off the hook, and he would play with people, and all that kind of stuff. So that was a good subject.
Well, I tell you, on that note, let's go conclude another episode of the replay. And we want to make sure y'all don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and share button as we continue to grow the channel. I'm your guy, Jabril Rashad. That's your guy, Action Jackson, Mr. Tim Jackson. And we're going to be doing this thing again on Thursday. So just join on with us, man. Come join us. Hang out with us. And we're going to be talking about The next March Madness come Thursday, man. They back on this thing again. The dance continues. I want to thank everybody, man, that came on or observing this or looking at this video. Like I said, we appreciate y'all time. Tim, you got anything you want to say real quick before we wrap it up?
No, I just want to tell everybody, be safe out here. We got spring, new beginnings, and new times. So stay in prayer, stay blessed, and make sure to love on the people that you know, and don't forget about those actually you hadn't talked to for a second that you love as well too. Reach out to them and tell them you love them.
Absolutely, man. And you know, I always like to get out here and say, because my day started tomorrow. You see, we still in Ramadan. We still fasting the month of Ramadan. So I
Do
still
your
got
thing, my brother. I'm
get
so
up.
proud of
Absolutely, man. I'm in the cave, man. I'm in the cave, and I definitely appreciate it. I got some other things I'm working on, man, in terms of the spiritual side of this thing. So we're going to get to that at some point, too. But again, this has been the replay. We want to thank y'all for joining us for another episode. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And as always, keep God first.
Without a doubt.